Good morning, guys. So here is video number 3 of the 4 video tutorial series that I'm working on. This video is going to go over the basics of Task Force Radio and how to install it from scratch. So pretty much what's going to happen is we're going to go over and we are going to hit up the Steam Workshop. Sorry, that's my Citadel that I have set up. We're going to go in here and we're going to look up Task Force Radio, if I can spell it correctly. So there's a couple of different versions of Task Force Radio. You have regular Task Force Radio here that you can use. However, the one that we currently use at the 9th Assault Corps is going to be Task Force Radio Beta. And there it is. So you're looking for this one right here. So it's by Deadman Miller. This one has a couple different functionalities that's updated over the original Task Force Radio. So what you're going to do is pretty simple. You're going to hit the subscribe button, which is here. I already have it installed and everything, so all you have to do is just click that green button. It will automatically start downloading. That download will be viewed here. So once it's done downloading, you can then open up your Arma 3 launcher itself. So you'll just launch Arma 3, and then you will then give this a moment to initialize, so that way you can kind of understand what's going on. The big thing you really want to do is always keep an eye out for this mods are up to date, Steam is online. If you see that, you're good to go. You might also see some mods were updated. When that happens, there was some mod that was updated, but all your mods haven't initialized. I'll go into a little bit further detail with that in the next video, which is all talking about uh, Arma 3 and how to mod it. So now that we're in the mods folder here, we can actually look down and we see Task Force Arrowhead Radio Beta. When you first install Arma, the Task Force Radio, and you haven't used it ever before, then there's going to be a green bar that kind of pops up like right down here, and it'll say new mods were installed. Do you want to load? You can hit load, and it will automatically populate up here in the loaded mods section of the Arma 3 launcher. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and find the Task Force Arrowhead Radio Beta again. We're going to just click once on it to open it up. And then here on the right hand side, we're going to have display more options. We're going to click on this and you have a couple different, several different options. You can create a local mod, you can create a new folder, or you can repair it and you can open up your Windows Explorer. If there's ever a broken chain or something like that, kind of similar to where we have up here, you could repair it, and this will usually help fix uh, the issue that might be happening, or you might have to uninstall it. But in this instance, we're just going to kind of go over and just figure out how to install the plugin. So we're just going to go ahead and hit Open Folder in New Explorer, Windows Explorer. Um, every time you try to do this through the Arma 3 launcher, you will get this pop-up. Just hit I understand, because the process what we're going through is to mod the files and everything. So we're going to go ahead. It automatically took us to Task Force Arrowhead Radio, and it even highlighted it up for us. So the most difficult part of locating it has already been done for us. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to go through here and we're going to double click. Now we have a bunch of folders and files. The folder we're looking for is the one that's called TeamSpeak. Inside, there's only one plugin. To install this plugin, it is very simple. Turn off your TeamSpeak that you might have. If you have any instance of TeamSpeak, close it.
Disconnected.
If you are once that's closed, all you have to do is double click this. It will automatically bring up the plugin installation program. All you have to do then is just hit install. This will take all of 2 seconds. Once that's done, all you have to do is hit finish installation, and then reopen your TeamSpeak. You're going to then go over to Tools. We're going to drop down to Options, and we're going to go down to Add-ons. In the Add-ons folder, you're going to see a bunch of different these three items here, but the one that we're looking for is the one way at the very bottom. This is Task Force Arrowhead Radio. What you want to do is to enable it, we want to make sure that it's actually blue. If it's disabled, it's going to say it's disabled and is gray. To re-enable it, just click that disabled button again. This will automatically enable this plugin, so that way when we are in game, you are going to have the 3D soundscape, you are going to have the radios are going to be working, so you can use long range radios and short range radios to effectively communicate with your team and your element. Once you're done, just hit OK. We're going to then go back over to our TeamSpeak with the Ninth Assault Corps.
Connected.
And to check to see if your task force radio is working correctly, just click on your name. If it doesn't show up at first, then click on a different channel, click back on your name, and now you'll see this task force radio status. Are we connected to a game? No. Are we playing? No. Plug-in version. This is critical. You want to make sure you are on version 1.0325. That is the current only version of Task Force Radio Beta available right now. If you have version 9.0.12, then you're using the old version of Task Force Radio. You are going to have to go through and delete the old version Task Force Radio. So if you are dual simming, not with another Star Sim, but you might have another group that you play with and they use regular Task Force Radio, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our Arma 3 folder. Actually, no, I take that back. We're not going to come to this. We are going to go into our actual Windows Explorer. We are going to go to this PC. You're going to go to your operations hard drive, which is usually your C drive. You're going to go to users. You're going to go to your name or whatever name you put in for the computer. You're going to go to your app data. You're going to go to roaming. And you want to scroll down until you find TS3 client. And then we're going to look for plugins. I don't currently have it installed, so I don't have that particular file installed. But if you try to, I know with some people, myself included, if you try to run Task Force Radio Beta and regular Task Force Radio, you're going to get an error message every time you try to use Task Force Radio Beta. You want to look at the file extension that they have there, and it's going to be a plugin type that's going to be kind of hidden up in one of these, in between one of these three files up here. You're going to just grab that and delete it. Once you do that, you can then relaunch your TeamSpeak, and it should now have disappeared. Usually what I recommend doing is going to your tools section, going down to add-ons, and just before you install Task Force Arrowhead Radio Beta, uninstall the original Task Force Radio, so that way it will automatically remove itself. Otherwise, then you have to go through that process of going through the files and locating it and deleting the file, and it's kind of a headache. But that's kind of the general dynamic, what's going on with the TeamSpeak, how to install Task Force Radio, and kind of what to expect if you're having a little bit of issue or you're having a pop-up every time you try to activate Task Force Radio Beta. So if you have any further questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll try to help out as best I can. But again, I don't know everything, and what I will do is I will try to help troubleshoot what's going on with you. So if you're ever curious about know what Ninth Assault Corps is, definitely let me know down below. I'll be more than happy to help you out and invite you over. I'll put down the links to join our Discord and our TeamSpeak. So if you're ever interested in joining us, you're more than welcome to. But until then, this is Nightwolf. I'm signing off.